Can everybody hear me now? There we go. No, I had I had my I still had my headset on from earlier. Okay, much better. How's everybody doing? It's always something with me. I'm telling you. Everybody doing good? Yeah, it's me. You gotta get used to it. I like to be on mute once in a while. So I hope everybody's good. 5 by 5. Sounds good. Yep, we're gonna do a video. I got one pulled up. Hope everybody's doing good. We got a whole 6 people in here. That's cool. I'm happy. I'm just happy people show up. I don't know why, but I'm just happy. And last night I babbled on about the incident Thursday night. I got kind of carried away with it. I couldn't get over the fact that I wasn't the only one that got to see it. Because usually some people don't get to see it. I wish I could do this. Let me try something here. Trying to. There we go. It's really weird to see a face on like 3 different screens, so I'm just trying to get rid of my face. There we go. Because I don't need to see anything until I do the video anyways. You missed what happened? Well, maybe here in a little bit I'll show the video. I could probably pull it up. I got a screen set up. Hold on. 1 sec. I don't want to hash it out too much. I kind of went overboard with it yesterday. Well, last night, I should say. This morning. 1 sec. It's probably still froze there. Okay, yeah, actually it is. That's okay. Go back. Dun, 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 dun. 46:23, I think. Forgive my silence here for a second. My hands suck. I have a hard time nailing it. Okay, then I'll put come on. Right there. No. One more. No, that was after. Come on. I have the worst time doing this. Queuing it up. I want to get close because it's about the time I light up a cigarette. That looks good. Okay, here we go. Hold on, pause it. I got to share it. Oh, yeah, you did. I know you did, Chris. That's all right. I get it. Let me do this real quick. Okay. Share. There we go. Let's do my favorite thing here. Put myself down at the bottom. Okay, there we go. Now this is what happened. Why is it not showing? Am I froze? What's the deal here? Okay, because I'm frozen. Should show. Anyways, watch what happens if people miss this. I won't go too crazy with it because I did last night. Yeah, I'm pause it here. Actually, let me get going to where I light up the cigarette and then I'll put it in slow motion. They're talking. Oh, she already saw it. It already happened. Duh. There we go. I missed it. Okay, 1 sec. It was 46 where I had it written down. 1 second. Sorry about that. Right there. Pause. I put it in slow motion. Well, YouTube slow motion. Okay. Clear. Okay. I'm going to go full screen. That'll help a little bit. Okay. We're in slow motion now. I light up a smoke. Gemma's talking. And you see my smoke go up here. And then all of a sudden, here it comes. Boom, boom, boom. And there it goes. Did everybody see that? I'm sure the people that watched last night already seen this. But yeah, that happened Thursday night. I'll do it again real slow again. Here, see if I can get it back to this. because it's funny when I do get the first Laura's face. I caught Laura's face tilting, and then Aunt Edna and Lotus both said they saw it all right after each other. It was like, wow. I didn't see it. I didn't miss it. I wasn't the only one that was seeing it, is what I meant to say. Let's get back right there. I got it about as slow as I can get it on YouTube. See, like I said, I thought it was my mom at first, but I don't think it was my mom. In fact, I'm pretty sure it wasn't my mom. But then, I'm watching. See, the thing is, I'm actually watching this in real time. I can actually see. I actually saw it come up over my shoulder because it actually passes right in front of me, and I could just. It was like a cloud. And I'm kind of trying to be cool about it because I'm not really trying to pay attention to it. And then that's when it passes in front of my face. And watch Laura. See, I noticed it on the screen and I watched it. And then watch her face. Watch Laura's face down here. Did I just see something? And it's happened. I usually see that stuff on other people. I know what was going on. Well, all night I knew something was up because I kept hearing stuff, and sometimes I thought it was my dad and my son out in the hallway. But there'll be times when I was doing stream, it sounded like somebody was in the room with me moving stuff. Laura freaks out. But yep, that was the excitement. Let me go back to what I was going to do. And if you don't mind, let me get this off of here. And go to the one thing I was prepped to ready to go, and it wasn't what I wanted. There we go. Right here. It pops. Okay. So that was the excitement for the night. No, it was something other than the spirit, sweetie. Let's just say I get a visitor once in a while, and they kind of guide me. But I'm pretty sure it showed itself for a reason. Actually, I think it wanted to see somebody. Hold on one sec. It wasn't supposed to do that. Stop. There we go. Now I got to rewind it. There we go. But anyways, yeah. So everybody good? Everybody have a good day? Good. Pretty chilled here. We were supposed to get rain. We got a little. It didn't do much. Pop went in. I went and did some running. First he wanted to go, and then we got in the car, and then he decided he didn't want to go. So we came back home. Maybe somebody didn't. A lot of people don't like when I smoke. I smoke. Poor excuse, but I smoke because of my nerves. I'm always on the go, and sometimes if I don't pay attention. But no, it's a poor excuse. But nope, it was somebody making a visit. Yeah, I can guarantee you. Thunderstorms off. Yeah, I know you guys were getting it down there, Mike. You probably got more than we did. We got a line come in this afternoon, about mid-morning. And then we were done. It lightly rained, then it was done. Then it got real humid. So it kind of sucked. Yeah, I know, Mike. I know what it was. I'm pretty sure I know what it was. And it was all good because I asked her to leave in the morning and left. It was kind of weird, but it definitely showed itself for a reason. People get like that. Yeah, it sucks when you wake up and you feel like crap. It's better off just to go back to bed if you can do it. I wish I could. Like I said, most times after I'm done streaming, I pace around. Last night was weird or Thursday night, I paced around a lot because I was trying to figure out what was going on. But even last night after stream, I paced around, did some things. I do a lot of house cleaning at night because I don't have them, my son or dad, wandering around. They clean up a mess and then clean up another. But they're good guys, so family. What do you do with them? So how's everybody else doing? Anything happen interesting to anybody? Andrew, if you're listening, hey, bud. But yeah, come on, somebody could tell me something. We're what? Let me go. Why am I not seeing my calendar? What is going on? Why won't it let me move up or down? It's like half my screen is cut off. That is weird. I will just go back to that. And then I'll go to this. There we go. There we go. So anybody else have anything exciting happen? Come on, somebody had to. I didn't get back up until 1. And worked at 4:30. Oh, fine. Well, at least you worked. Yeah, we're not supposed to get any more. I mean, it got, like I said, after it rained here, it got you working. Yeah, my life's pretty mundane too. Take care of Pop, except when crazy stuff like that happens. Sometimes I think, well, I do go out and want to. I don't look for stuff. I see it on purpose, but sometimes that's the only excitement I have. I shouldn't say that. Pop keeps me pretty active. As long as no one was harmed, that's the important thing. Yep. Yes, I did that today. In fact, I did it this morning again. I did it Friday morning after what happened, and then I took some sage and went back over everything, and then I'll probably do it again tomorrow, one more time just to make sure. I shouldn't have to worry about it. I know what it was, and it's good, but it kind of creeped me out. It's showing itself like that, especially in front of everybody that was watching, because I was really shocked about that. And it was even more shocking to see somebody when, because usually like I see that stuff, nobody else sees it, and I see it all the times on other people's streams and stuff like that. So nobody sees it, but when I'm watching it, and then I'm realizing I wasn't sure if Gemma was seeing it, but I knew Laura was seeing it because she could see it in her face. And then when she started tilting her head, that was my confirmation. And then no sooner than she started to say something, and Lotus both said, "What was that?" Just me in the house, Panther, the Panther. You have a dog. I don't have a panther. I have a dog. He's upstairs with his real master. I'm just a caretaker. We are camping all week with some heat wave Wednesday. Yeah, it was pretty toasty here too. I mean, it wasn't like hot, but it was so darn muggy and humid. The humidity was just killer. Did some evening grilling. Yeah, I did. I had it cooked in the oven that night, and I really did want to because actually, today it stayed in about 77 to about 80. The rain kept it kind of chill, but the humidity was just awful. And I didn't want to turn on the stove. And I didn't really want to cook out, but I turned on the stove anyways. Oh, you saw it when it played it. Yeah. Can't have a dog, just don't have the room for one. Man, it's all right. Actually, that's my son's dog. Actually, it's my dad's dog now, but I I have toads. I had fish until the fire, but I got toads. They lived through the fire, which amazed me. Supposed to get rain here, but so far, yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know where are you from. I know Mike's down in Cincy. I think I kind of know where you're at, Vixen. I don't know where you're at, Mike J. I know Chris is down in Cincy, but here on the east, it's been humid. One day, a couple days, it'd be real hot and rainy, and then it'd be humid again. I mean, I always say wait 5 minutes for the weather change in Ohio, but lately it's just been rainy, and if it hasn't been raining, it's just been muggy and humid. Well, muggy is humid, but you know what I'm saying. The temperatures hasn't. I mean, we've had one day we were supposed to hit 90 up here in Columbus, but we never did. I think we only got to like 88. Yeah. Oh, really? Now, see, they said we may see rain tomorrow, but maybe I'll do like I did last Saturday and play Weatherman at the end of the show. Since I was having a storm last weekend. Indiana and Kentucky area. Okay. Actually, Louisa, I used to, live around that area down in well, I lived in Cloraine, but I had a restaurant in Harrison, Ohio. So if you know where Harrison, Ohio is at, that's on the border. You were born in Ohio. You were an Ohioan too. You a Buckeye. You know, Chris, I never did ask. Are you a Cincy fan or a Cleveland fan? Living in Cincy, you're probably a Cincy fan. They're pretty dedicated. I was a Cleveland fan. I'm just not into football anymore. I mean, I still watch. Oh, you're in New Hampshire. Okay, you're up on the east, like Aunt Edna is. No, it's no. Yeah, they do need the rain to put the fires up. Yes, they do. Yes, Harrison Borders Bright. Yep. Oh, Raiders fan. Ooh, I remember when the Raiders played dirty. That's when football was football. When they all played dirty to a degree. Yeah, Maine. Yeah, I thought you were up east too. So I got a bunch of people up in the northeast, and Gemma's in Jersey. I think Anthony is in the New York Island area. I don't know where. Well, you got Lynn from Rebellis. She's in Dayton, I believe now. One of my old running grounds. We'd drive to Dayton a lot, see concerts and stuff. Cincy, Cleveland. I traveled a lot when I was young. And if my mom and dad really knew how much I've been around this state, they probably would have freaked out. I love Ohio. Never would be a mistake on the lake. On the lake. Mistake on the lake. I don't know. I was a Pittsburgh fan for a while when I was younger. I kind of liked Terry Brown, Bradshaw, and those guys. They were kind of a scruffy kind of mouthy kind of guys. So, and then it's like I had a friend, and I had a couple friends that were big time in sports, so I kept up just for them. Like I had a buddy that followed NASCAR. Actually, he's an Ohio State graduate. He was a trainer with Earl Bruce during the OSU years, and we'd go to football games all the time. I'd go to state games with him at least once or twice a season. They were all right. I'd rather go to the game than watch it on TV sometimes, but it's fun to watch it on TV too. But anyways, Mean Joe Green, Franco Harris, yeah. And see, they're talking that's when football. Because I used to watch basketball too. I used to be a Celtic bird. There was something about Larry Bird that just you didn't want to mess with the guy, and I just liked watching him play. But now you couldn't get. He was a big time NASCAR, but Greg was a NASCAR guy. He knew Dave Blaney, who also ran dirt. I was born on Earth and abandoned to live with humans. So, gee, hey, how you doing? I was actually hatched. This is just my human form. I can take many forms, usually dragons. I wish. Actually, I probably do in my sleep. Reds fan through. I am a Reds fan. Now, see, I used to be a Reds fan. I used to be a Johnny Bench fan. I met him once a long time ago. Seemed like a nice guy. Patriots. Yeah, they're not without Tom. Nope. They're not. To me, football was at its best was probably about 70s up until about the mid 80s, almost 90s. And I used to love to watch Wide World of Sports when they did their football Sunday. or Saturday football, runs. And had the music and talked about the teams. Those things, I love those. Your mom used to babysit for Pete Rose kids. That's awesome. Um, I don't know, Chris, have you ever heard of Flippo the Crown? He was real big up here in Columbus. My mom used to babysit his daughter. She was a sweet kid. I remember her. But yeah, that's pretty wild. People next door over here. Good thing. One of our neighbors know the Nicholson, Jack Nicholson. He's been over there. He's a nice guy. I met Jack a couple times. A buddy of mine's dad used to get Murfield tickets, and we'd go watch him golf. That's another thing. I'd rather play than watch. It's kind of boring. But I'd never been to an actual, golf tournament. Murfield was kind of cool. A lot of money being passed around though. Hey, Michigan, what's up, bud? How you doing? Yeah, I'm just running my mouth tonight. I got a couple of videos I am into. I'm going to show. Maybe. I don't know. We kind of talked about, I don't know, UFO, if you, Wayne, right? I didn't know if you heard what happened. Thursday night, we had while streaming with Gemma and Laura, had a little visitor that night. Let me catch up on chat. But I love you being here, man. I'm glad you came in. I got help from home, several famous people. Yeah, I've met Sammy Hagar. I've met Ronnie James Dio a couple times. A couple of actors. Chuck Norris was the sweetest man I ever met. We had no guests for tonight, so I took the night off. There you go. Not going to come on and pick on you guys. Harass you guys. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you saw the shadow video? Yeah. Eric was on Eric popped in yesterday, and I showed him. Hey, Robert, how you doing? I giggled. I played gig with Dio, and oh, really? I'll tell you what, that guy amazed me. I met him 3 times. And the second 2 times, he remembered my name. And it just blew my mind. Especially the third time. It's like, you remember my name? And he goes, yeah. Am I supposed to? You're not supposed to. It's a lot of names to remember, dude. And he was a super nice guy. And very interesting to talk to. I was there the night Dimebag died. Alarosa I literally walked. I was there. I actually he was handing out shots at the bar right before it happened. Yeah, next, like a ghost dragon in the dark, you said. I'm glad everybody's good. Hey, I'm glad you stopped in Michigan. Actually, usually on Saturday nights, what I try to do is, I used to do research. I retired it on January 1st. At nights, because I don't sleep, I used to do research for guys on Telegram, if you know what Telegram is. And, to study, because you can get away with telling a lot more on there. And conspiracy stuff. I do a lot of ancient history, forbidden history. And I just did they would get a hold of me and say, hey, I'll give you this much. Could you pull this up for me and stuff? So I used to do that. But I discovered it a while back ago that there's a gentleman here on YouTube that shows or talks about the information and shows some of the information that is shown on Telegram. He tones it down so you can get away with it on YouTube. And it's pretty simple. His videos are very basic. And I like the way he does them because he just gets right to the point and moves on. There's nothing fancy about them. Just basic information. He's just trying to get it out there. And with YouTube being as picky as it is, it's kind of nice because I know there's other channels that do the same. There's a lot of you guys out there. Paranormal crowd's no different than the conspiracy crowd in a lot of ways. So especially when it comes to the UFO thing. But yeah, I'm going to show one here in a little bit. I got it queued up and ready to go. I usually wait. Let's see what time we got here. I usually wait about a half hour or so, let people come in. Yeah, I'm rambling. Back in 2000, my band opened for King's X when they first were signed. Oh, okay, yeah, I know who King's X is. Cool. Yeah, I played in a garage band. And I could barely play bass, and we were punkers big time. Yes, I'm telling people now, and I'm trying to get Gemma to wake up to it. This is actually a very important comment. Yes, a lot of people are getting very disenchanted with YouTube, dude. Um, and things are going on. Okay, I'm telling people now, don't be afraid to go to Rumble. You really should support other tech. It's important to support other tech because there are people out there trying to make things better. And Rumble right now is getting better. You can tip on there now. They're trying to beef up their act. Um, you're not censored like you are here. In fact, I thought maybe just as a trial run, I wouldn't do it on her channel, but I would start a channel and do some stuff on Rumble and see what I can do. But I think when she gets so paranoid that she can't talk really about a whole lot, she's afraid to show a card with a little TNA on it. It's no fun. It shouldn't be like that. It's just a card. Sorry. Some people do it and get away with it, and other people don't, and it's really sad. So yeah, I'm telling people, support other tech, Odyssey, Rumble. Right now, Rumble's hot. Linked, and there's a bunch of other ones, but I've always liked Rumble since it started. Not a big fan of the other one. Was that BitChute? It was okay. Um, Odyssey's not bad to post videos. Yeah, you got to check out Rumble, and I really want. See, I watch a lot of stuff on Rumble, and I watch Salty on Rumble because he does a little bit of a stream on YouTube, and then he just cuts YouTube off and goes to Rumble. But you can, and I watch other people stream on Rumble. It's definitely worth checking out. Because I personally don't. I think, well, basically YouTube's gone network as far as I'm concerned. But I've been keeping up. I've been watching YouTube since it started. I took a little break when I got married and kind of rediscovered it. And then when I got divorced, I got to doing more stuff. BitChute is where Duke does World Bigfoot Radio. Oh yeah, is it? Okay. Yeah, see, BitChute's all right. I just wasn't a big fan of it for some reason. Rumble to me rocks. I think once they really get it beefing it up now, I think it'll be good. They're starting to work out monetization and stuff. Monetization. But I mean, it's nice you can get tips on there now and stuff. So that's good, I believe. So that's awesome. But yeah, I watch a lot of stuff on. I don't do Telegram. I stay away from it because I have too much information on Telegram, and I've had a hard time with the research. I actually had somebody attack my computer doing research for somebody on Telegram, some serious research about dark things. Let's put it that way without getting in trouble. And they literally blew up my computer. I had to go buy a new computer. It sucked. That was my fault because usually I don't keep anything on there. But one night I got in a rush, didn't clear the computer and didn't turn it off. I have an account over there, but do yourself a favor. But also just all the BS in the UF community is annoying, and YouTube and the shadow banning. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. Take a couple of your videos or a couple of your streams, stick them on there, just like 2 or 3 of them, and see how they do. That's the best you can do. Just let them replay and see if anybody hits them. I'm going to take some of when Gemma lets me. I think she's going to let me. We're going to set her up an account, and I'm going to post some of her, regular videos on there, some of her older stuff. You're going to have trolls wherever you go. That's the only problem. She's kind of touchy about that, but it's okay. You can deal with the trolls. Yeah, but I'm watching other people in this field having pretty good response over there, so we'll see. I'm going to try it for her once I get the okay, so I can get her to sit down and do it with me. And I think supporting other tech is important right now. And Jeremy, the Cordery, the guy who does coffee brand coffee. I like Jeremy. I've been watching him for years, since he was even doing his Magic of the Gathering stuff. And he's a big supporter of all tech, and he does really good over there. Morons are everywhere. Yeah, you just got to deal with them. It's just life. That's part of life. You can't have the good without a little bit of the bad. And you can't have the bad without a lot of the good. You got to make it good. But yeah, I would really, just take a couple of videos. So, maybe a couple of your streams, and you don't have to worry about the damn shorts. Some of the shorts are nice, but it sucks because YouTube's pushing these shorts. Okay, they're fine, but sometimes when you get on and you pull up your subscription, half of it, the whole page is nothing but shorts because these people are being forced to do these little bits, and it's we can go there. But yeah, I'm serious. You check it out. I've been working on her, but she's been busy. She's got a lot going on. And I don't want to do it without her permission. And get her an account going on over there. And I'm just going to post a few of her videos, just her regular videos, paranormal videos. Maybe one or two of her old, if she still has any of them up. Her missing stuff. And post them and just see how they get hit. Because from what I'm understanding, and from what I'm seeing, because I'm going around checking on channels there too, looking for channels that were here that have gone over. Because a lot of people are switching over to BitChute. A lot of people are switching to Rumble. I haven't checked out Links yet. I am on Jeremy's, but I haven't really checked it out. BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey. Now, see, I like Odyssey just for videos. If you go and look just videos, they have a pretty good, selection, tastes, and varieties. Excuse me. I'm just saying because I'm watching a lot of people not getting the algorithms playing with everybody, and you say shadow banning, but and it is, and what it is they just kind of shove you to the side. I hate to say that, sorry, YouTube, but it's fact. And like I said, there's other things going on behind the scenes that people should be concerned about. Can you live stream on Rumble? Yes, you can live stream on Rumble. In fact, Wayne, you can live stream on YouTube and Rumble at the same time. I don't know if you knew that, but you can. That's what Salty, if you know who Salty Cracker is, he literally live streams on YouTube and Rumble at the same time. But once he gets a little bit more serious and a little more vocal, he'll cut off YouTube so he doesn't get banned, and does the rest of his stream right there on Rumble. Yeah, you can actually stream on both. Just like I think you can stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. But I don't. Can you tip on? I've never watched a stream from Facebook. Can you get tips from Facebook? That I don't know. But on Rumble, I believe you can tip now on there. I know. But I'm not sure. But I know they are working on certain things. Who's Salty? Yeah, he can. He can literally get going. But sometimes it's what people got to hear. I'm not a defender guy, but I do like his way of thinking. Unfortunately, he's more funny than anything, and I like that. But yeah, he has said some stuff that I've kind of gone, could have backed off there. I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat. I just want to see what's done right. That's all I ask. We're supposed to be a team here. We're not a team. Cringy. Yeah. I was going to start here pretty soon. At 12:37, we got 11 people watching. Yeah, it was. But I would. I'm going to push Gemma into doing a little more of the. Let's put some videos out there on some other tech. I think it's good. YouTube's going to have problems. They're always trying to pull some stuff now. If you don't have an account and you watch videos, if you don't have an account, after you watch it once or twice, you get banned from it. You can't watch it again. See, they're trying to get you. Well, a lot of it has to do with ad blocker too. So, and then they're getting cringy about stuff. Like, I'm going to use Chris's word there. I'm going to cut out Twitter feed and go to Rumble. I've never been a big fan of Twitter. I had an account for a very short time. Couldn't deal with it. I'm barely on Facebook. I'm in and out. Basically, the only reason I got back on Facebook was Gemma asked me to get back on Facebook, so I did. Yeah, you can actually. I don't know if you can stream on all three at the same time, but I know that there are people streaming on either YouTube or Facebook at the same time, or YouTube and Rumble. So you can, stream on Rumble. You can post videos. Like I said, before you stream on it, post a few videos and let people know. You can let people know here on YouTube that, hey, I got a channel on Rumble, check it out. And see if they hit those, and then try live stream on it. You might be surprised. Now, you might get some trolls at first, and they usually weed themselves out a lot of times. And a lot of times they end up liking the content. So you never know what happens. Yes, he was a teacher. Now he tutors special ed kids, and he's very. When I've checked him out, I'm big in research. I love checking things out, and I've done my research on him. Guy's got kind of a good reputation, but he also has stood up. One of the reasons he left the school system was because of the crap that was starting then when he was there, and then he became like a tutor for special ed. But he looks mostly, I believe, with special ed kids. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, Mike, you can go watch those on there. See, and it cracks me up because, like I said, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I want to do what's right, but it cracks me up. There was some lefties saying, "Hey, you can't go over there and Rumble. That's conservative." No, it's not. If you go and really start checking, everybody's showing up on there, and that's good because you want a variety. You want a little bit of everything. You got to really honestly hear both sides of the story to make a proper decision. You should always hear both sides of the story. I currently stream on Facebook. YouTube, and Twitter. I'm downloading some videos from YouTube from now on, and we'll try to upload them. YouTube is taking forever to download, though. Yeah, they do. See, that's another thing. Gemma has a real big problem with that. She thinks it's her phone, but I don't want to outright tell her. Oops. I don't want to outright tell her that, some of it's YouTube, too. I tried to send her a video I made, and it wouldn't send through YouTube. I literally, I wanted to show her, this is what I like to do in the future. I got a little fancy. Wasn't great, but I just scrapped it. I said, screw it. I can't send it out. I'll just be me. School systems has trashy. Oh yeah. When I graduated, I was like, this is gonna be it, man. Whatever comes out of school now is screwed. Years ago. And now he's a tutor. Isn't he a tutor for? He works with special ed kids or something like that. Gemma usually takes care of that stuff. I am learning more about StreamYard now, especially learning how to, share videos and stuff like that. She's kind of not very techy. I'm trying to teach her, and I'm trying to learn at the same time. Because when I do research, it's just basically shuffling. I don't do anything special. Um, so, but from what I understand, you can record. You have your videos on StreamYard that you've done if you're holding your recordings. I'm sure you could probably download that onto anything. Rumble has everyone on there. They don't judge. Yeah, I don't think they do. I don't think they do. No, I haven't seen. And when I've been through checking it out, I found a little bit of everything, and I like that. Odyssey's the same way. BitChute kind of. Now, Link seems to be a little more conservative, I think. And there's Mastodon. Graduated in 91. Graduated in 82, dude. I'm a young adult of the 80s. The 70s was fun though. Class of 88 here. Hey man, I had fun in the 80s. I will never complain about the 80s. 90s weren't bad either. 2000, I was married, starting to have kids, settle down. 89, hey, there's a lot of, hey, we're all in that same grade. That's cool. But yeah, you were close to 89? 88? Hey, there we go. We got a lot of them. The 80s. So, and right now, I'm probably the oldest in here, which is really crazy. No, I think Vixen. What are you, Vixen? Are you still here, Vixen? I think you're a little older than me, hon, aren't you? Did Vixen leave? Everybody's just chatting. I was going to show a video, but everybody's just hanging out and talking. See, on the weekends, just so you know, Wayne, tonight I try to make, show video, talk about, stuff. But on Friday nights and sometimes Saturdays, I think, I just make it talk about whatever we want to talk about. True chill and tax. When we do it with Gemma on Mondays and Thursday, there's still a lot of paranormal mysticism involved. So, there's still kind of that category there. But I try to make, other than Saturday, if I show video like I plan on doing, I try to just make it where everybody can just talk whatever they want. I try to stay not too close to politics because it seems to get us in trouble. Same thing with religion. Though I don't mind talking about religion, but when we start talking politics, yeah, something always happens afterwards that gets Jim in trouble. I'm 50. So I just try to keep it kind of tame, fun. But I do tonight. Usually Saturday. Last Saturday I showed videos for about a half hour, Chris, or so, an hour of some of this stuff that this guy does, and then we had a storm going on, so I ended up doing a weather report. I had the radar on and everything, just having fun. I think everybody needs a break from everything once in a while. I just, thinking about this stuff all the time, UFOs and cryptids, like seeing stuff all the time, and I see a lot of stuff. I don't know. I know you've had conversations with Gemma, and I don't know what she's ever said about me, but I've seen my comparison. We're two different people, me and her, but we both have some of the same gifts, and it's kind of crazy sometimes. When we were together in Jersey, the 2 times I went, it was funny because I'd go, I see that, and she goes, oh, I see that too. And then she would see stuff that I wouldn't see, and then I would see stuff that she wouldn't see. Yeah, I agree. I needed a break. Yeah, it's good to take a break, man. It's just like the politics, assaulting all those guys. Everywhere you go, it's either political or it's religious or it's UFOs. I mean, everybody needs a break from it. There's another guy that streams. I don't know if he still does. The Order of Men. What was it? Anyways, AOM. His The guy that runs the channel is John Paul Revere, and he's fun, and that's what he tries to do. Yeah, they make a lot of political jokes, but he basically is just trying to let everybody have fun and kind of relax. I kind of like to do that too on Friday nights. But he shows videos, he makes music videos and stuff. It's kind of fun. Yeah, they are two topics that can go on forever. Yeah, everybody's got something to say, and even the people that don't usually say anything will usually say something. Social media, the comedy bots, the trolls. Yeah, it's ungodly. See, I left Facebook years ago because I kept getting in trouble with Facebook before, well, actually, there was a few of us. They kept getting in trouble with Facebook before it became a big thing. And I just got tired of screwing with them. If I can't speak my mind, screw you. So I left. And then Gemma was like, "Go come back." But yeah, I mean, that's why I tell people, Jeremy tells people there's guys out there on YouTube saying, "Hey man, support other tech." I still say Family Guy Kit on the organization religion sums it up best. I kind of agree with that too. I remember that episode. Facebook jail, yeah, we're in the day, I've done my time in Facebook jail. Same thing with MySpace. Got in trouble a couple times on MySpace. If anybody remembers MySpace, my dad gets in a lot. The whole, yeah, and the propaganda is so bad now, dude. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is somebody out there right now that has it in for Gemma or something. And every time I've streamed, they did it once to Laura, but now it's like every time me and her stream on Wednesday night, then me on tonight, Friday nights or Saturday. Last week they demonetized me on both nights, and she had to fight to get it back. Where she didn't fight, she says as soon as a human reviews it, she gets it back. But somebody's complaining just to be a pain in the butt. Well, we know kind of who it is. I just can't, I can't pinpoint it because I can't lock them down yet. And when I find them, because I will find them, because they know I know. They made threads so you have to play. Yeah, that is a very political outspoken. I can be. I'm glad my dad doesn't do Facebook. If you ever seen Gran Torino, that's my dad. Maybe not as severe. I mean, that man would jump in front of a board for just about anybody. I will say that. He's a patriot. They just, he was in a war, come home and find out. And then watches in this country doing what it's doing right now, just tears him up. Excuse me. We had a big dinner tonight. I'm paying for it. I did a good job tonight. So what everybody else up? You guys ready? I'll show this video. I mean, I got 11 people watching. Just watching us chat and run our mouths. I don't want to get too serious. Just kind of making this fun. Hold on, let me get things switched around here. I'm going to drop this down. And it's all ready to go. So let's pull this out. Pull this back out. There we go. Can everybody see that all right? This is one of my favorite vids. Actually, I have some information in this too from one of the guys he took it from. Hold on, I want to make sure I got a good view. I can see, make sure that everything's going here. I froze again. Nope. Yep. I'm just lagging on YouTube when I do it on YouTube. 1 sec. Okay. Let me see if I can. Whoops. Trying to get organized here. Give me 1 second. Let me drop this down. Got too many screens up. Okay, let's pop this baby up. This. Pop this up. There we go. Okay, now we're talking. Good. Good. Okay. Get this rocket. Now this is about some stuff. I'm gonna let him talk. Because I don't want to get copyright. And he said he wouldn't, but you never know. So I do talk through these just because of that. You kind of do a little thing about it. So I think everybody knows that. So I'm not looking for copyright or anything. I have to make my piece here. But it's all good. We're just about having fun and talking about subjects that we usually don't talk about. Okay. Play. Let me know if you guys can hear this all right. Is it playing? Oh, it's going to play here in a second. I love this. This is an actual painting, too. If you haven't seen this, it is an actual painting. Click go through this. Go here and get to the first episode here. Okay. Can everybody hear that okay? Is that too loud? Yeah, it is, Chris. I like these because there's stuff in here that I have researched for certain people that he takes this information from. I don't think he knows that. I never outright told him. Then once again, I like to push his channel. It's called Everything Inside Me. He gets some good stuff.
Cowback.
Oh, I forgot it. I had it in slow motion. How funny. Okay, there we go. That's hilarious. Wonder why. There we go.
The Kalbak Tash Archaeological Complex is a real gem, folks, and it's got some seriously ancient rock petroglyphs that'll blow your mind. We're talking about a collection.
Now everybody can hear that, all right? I want to make sure we talk about these because some of the stuff that I've dug up for this one, I found very interesting. I'd like to hear what everybody has to say.
And that's not just important in Altai, but on a worldwide scale. These petroglyphs, according to the mainstream story, go way, way back, like Neolithic era kind of back, around 6,000 years BC. And get this, the latest ones found at Kalbak Tash are from the Turkic era, dating back to the 7th century BC. That's some seriously ancient stuff, my friends. They call these rock petroglyphs Kalbak Tash, which means flat stone in the translation game. Now, let me tell you, if you're into this kind of thing, Kalbak Tash is the place to be. It's got the biggest collection of rock petroglyphs in Altai, all perched up on a hill, overlooking the Chaya Highway. It's a sight to behold, I tell you. Now, here's where things start to get real interesting. Some of these petroglyphs at Kalbak Tash are out of this world, literally. We're talking about subjects that are so mind-boggling and fantastic that they've got the scientific community buzzing. It's like a whole debate party happening in those circles, my friends.
Yeah, and these are really interesting. There's some more defined pictures. If you start going through the archives, there's some more defined pictures of these that are real nice, where they've done a really good job of making them stand out.
You see, according to the so-called experts, these petroglyphs go way back to the Neolithic era, between the 6th and 4th millennium BC. Back in those days, the Altai tribes living in the Chaya.
You can't see. I have a problem with carbon dating, and the gentleman that does this channel does too, and a lot of the guys that I've done research. So we don't like to have, but we have to include it because it's in the information. So we include the carbon dating, and don't change that. But in other videos, he specifies, and I've made it my point when I've done and turned in research that, hey, you can't go by carbon dating. We know this stuff is much older, and there are stuff that you think is much older that is actually a lot younger than you think too. So don't be misconstrued that there's things out there that are way older than you think that's actually not that old, and that certain events really didn't happen that far ago. But that's to be said, and that's a whole nother story. You can't carbon date a rock. Yeah, and it's funny how they try to do crap like that.
and Cadden valleys were carving away on those flat stones, creating these mesmerizing rock carvings. And let me tell you, one of these carvings caught everyone's attention. Picture this. On one of those stones, there's a carving that looks uncannily like a flying space rocket. Yeah, you heard me right.
Yeah.
A rocket.
Actually, they found a couple of those.
Now, we all know what a rocket looks like today, living in the 21st century and all,
Yeah,
but here's
really.
the kicker. Those scientists, bless their souls, they can't agree on which object the ancient folks were trying to depict with this carving. It's like a never-ending debate, my friends.
Yeah, it is.
But let me let you in on a little secret
Now,
just between us ordinary
like this
folks.
picture at the beginning, I've actually seen this painting. And if you look, there's another one shooting across the sky there. It is said that this is another one right here. That nobody ever says anything. They say it's a castle, but actually it's another ship. And if you actually look at, some of these are not birds. They're actually, if you can look at the painting a lot closer, these are actually airplanes, like airplanes.
Some people out there say that this whole debate thing is just a big smokescreen. Yeah, you heard it here first. They reckon that the scientists are intentionally keeping us in the dark, trying to distance us from the real story behind that rocket carving. I mean, who knows what really went down all those thousands of years ago, right? What do you think about this?
Want us to forget.
Before I continue the video, please give a like if you learned something. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you won't miss any update. Finally, watch until the end to avoid any misunderstanding.
His videos, you see, I don't think there's very few of his videos go over 8 or 9, 10 minutes of that. They're fun, quick watches, informative.
Joe Parr, a super
he does pull. He has a really good eye for pulling information off the stuff that we post on Telegram.
Experienced electronics engineer and a guy with a law degree is a real interesting character. He's been around the block, I'm telling you. He's spent not just 1, but 2 winters in Antarctica. One time, he was chillin' at the South Pole during DF-75, and another time, he was kicking it at Palmer Station during DF-78. But here's the crazy part. Well, he was hanging out at Palmer Station in October.
Yes, actually, that's very true, Chris. Yeah, I agree with that.
Of 78, he stumbled upon something huge. He discovered what he called the gamma-ray transducer. Talk about a game changer, folks. And that's not all. Joe's been all over the place, literally. He's even wintered in Thule, Greenland. Plus, he's been involved in a whopping 8 major projects across the world. This guy knows his stuff, no doubt about it. But here's where things get really wild. Joe Parr is one of those rare people who's actually spent a whole night on top of the Great Pyramid, not once, but twice. Yeah, you heard me right. In 77 and 87, he camped out up there, doing all sorts of electrical, magnetic and radioactive measurements. Now, here's a fun fact for you. Joe's got something called Marfan syndrome, but he believes that his work and being near the Great Pyramid have actually helped him heal. Ain't that something? Now, let's talk about these experiments Joe's been cooking up. This guy's done some mind-blowing stuff with rotating pyramids and all kinds of electromagnetic and radioactive sources.
Now, a lot of you probably know about the big sarcophagus. They found a huge one. They said, oh, there were probably giants in it. I feel that these giant sarcophaguses that they found, they don't know how they, and bad enough, they don't even know how they get them in where they got them. I believe they were batteries. And this thing was generating energy. And they were batteries. They were used as batteries. But that's my opinion.
It's like he's taken science to a whole new level. One of Joe's mind-boggling discoveries is that the shape of the pyramid actually causes some pretty darn interesting physical phenomena. He's found this energy field that forms around the pyramid, kinda like a bubble or an orb. And get this, the strength of that energy field can change depending on the type of energy it's exposed to. Wild, right? Joe's been measuring this energy field for over 20 years, and he's figured out that it varies with this thing called the 11-year sunspot cycle. He's got this crazy experimental setup where he rotates a pyramid in a magnetic field, and that amps up the energy in the bubble. With that extra oomph, he can do all sorts of experiments to see what happens. Now, here's where it gets even more mind-blowing. When Joe cranks up the energy in that field, it starts to act like a shield, blocking out different types of energy fields,
You knew
gravity
what
or
I meant
density,
is
electromagnetic, and even radioactivity. And get this, folks, he's even measured objects inside that bubble losing weight. I mean, who would have thought, right?
Yeah, isn't that what they're
Joe's
called?
gone all in with his
Those big
experiments.
things are actually.
He stuck radioactive sources, radio frequency
I can find a
sources,
picture of
and
them.
magnetic sources
I think he
inside the
actually has
pyramid,
them in
and he's
his-
measured how that energy field or orb shields him. He's done a whopping 55 experiments, and they all seem to point to one crazy conclusion: this pyramid can pass through solid objects. Can you believe it? Joe thinks it goes into hyperspace, like some other dimension or something.
No, see,
He's
these are
even got a
experiments I'd
fancy
like to
term
have
for
seen
it.
in person.
Hyperspace. What do you think?
The pyramids in South America are said to have power sources as well. Yes, I think all the pyramids all over this world were used as a power source. Free energy. That's why they did away with it. That's why they try to hide it. That's why they try to cover it up as much as they can, because it was free energy. You didn't need it. It was there. It's the whole our Earth is in a way a battery. If you kind of think of it. And that's it. Video's done. It's pretty quick.
Now, it's time for me to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this video?
Find another one.
If you found it interesting
Like
or
I said, they're
informative,
very short.
please consider
And I cut
giving
out,
it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends and family. Remember, the more people know about these important
There we go. Yeah, I really like this guy. I like the fact that he's really good about eyeing the stuff he pulls. Okay. So what everybody think about that? Yeah. So. Yeah. Yes. Well, there are also mathematically maps and models of the Earth. Yes. If you also, and people talk about the ley lines, those are very important. Yeah, a lot of people. I've been saying for years that there's a lot more to the pyramids. I always thought of them as a power source. They don't have the top caps to them. The top caps were used for, pulling that in. He does a lot of stuff on the Nephilim. That was my biggest thing for a long time, was researching Nephilim, giants over the years. That's one of my favorite subjects, but I like things big. Yeah, I'm a big Godzilla fan, so that pretty much explains it. Okay. I wish, Smoochie, are you still wandering around? I wanted her to see this. I should have caught her attention. Because this is one thing. She talks about flat Earth. This is a video. Hold on. Pull it back up here. This video here. And I want to show you, if you could see, if I can get you this. There we go. 170 worlds. Oops. Beyond the ice wall found. Are you serious? Now, he doesn't say these were actually found. He admits in the video that if this is true, this is going to be amazing. It'll blow some people's mind. And I want you to hear where he got this information from. And I hope Smoochie goes back and watches this, because this is something I stumbled on, then sent it to one guy, and because I didn't want to research it because it was like really out there. So I sent it to another guy, and he actually pulls it. So it kind of cracked me up that he pulled it to show on YouTube, or the information. Yes, I think Stonehenge wasn't only what do you want to call it? Astrological thing. I think it was an energy source. It was used as an energy source too. Let me start this. Get
I assure you that it is worth your attention. Claudio Naselli, the writer of Terra Infinita.
Start this over because he gets right into him. I forgot he does. Okay, there we go. I'm not a flat earther either, but I just thought this was so trippy. I said I can't do this. Somebody else did it. And somebody else. What they discovered on this information was wild.
I have stumbled upon something fascinating. While I cannot determine its veracity, I assure you that it is worth your attention.
Hold on.
Claudio Naselli, the writer of Terra Infinita Extraterrestrial Worlds and Their Civilizations, recounts the incredible tale of Helen Morris and her father William Morris, who, aided by a giant, divulged information about numerous worlds beyond our Antarctic ice wall. According to their account, our level Earth world is part of a collective of 178 worlds that exist beneath a greater superdome, each with its own domes or biospheres. Helen and William originate from the ancestral lands, which lie approximately 8,000 kilometers south of our Antarctic ice wall. They have come here to try and educate and liberate our own humanity. Helen and William are knowledgeable about the outer lands and are familiar with the various races that inhabit them. Among them, there are two particularly hostile and anti-human groups who operate beneath the Great Dome. The first is known as the Custodians, who possess highly advanced technology and actively colonize and enslave numerous worlds. The second group is called the Anunnaki, who are warlike and belligerent, and also employ advanced technology to conquer and enslave other worlds. The two factions engage in fierce competition with each other, and with all the worlds that fall under the Great Dome's jurisdiction. Once either of these groups conquers a world, they erect a wall of ice around it to prevent its inhabitants from escaping. It seems like this story has escalated to an extreme level, perhaps with the intention of ridiculing flat earthers.
I think it was.
However, let's not dismiss it just yet and take a more thorough examination of the narrative. Stay open-minded so you can still enjoy this. Before I continue the video, please give a like if you'd learned something.
I know about that one.
And don't forget to subscribe and also click the notification bell too so you won't miss any update. And watch to the end to avoid misunderstanding. Thank you.
Yeah, when I was handed this research,
the Mars world, which is...
Could you look into this for me? I was like, so I sat down and went a little bit. And when I heard it, this information was given to these people by a giant and all this. I was like, okay, I love giants and I believe they existed. But when I started seeing all this other stuff, I was like, nope, I'm going to pass on this one. And he gave it to another guy. And then this showed up and I had to watch it.
Right next to us, CMAP, is a zoo of captured inhabitants from many worlds, including our own, where they are studied, trained, and experimented on. It is ruled by the Anunnakis who conquered the Martians long ago. Admiral Byrd was a member of the Mars world, which is why he could easily travel there through the land bridge that connects us, known as Byrd Strait. Naselli's book suggests that the Anunnaki race was responsible for the construction of the pyramids. Described as reptiloids measuring 5 meters in height, they possess a fearsome appearance and are known for their aggressive and warlike nature, displaying little compassion towards others. These technologically advanced beings, similar to the Custodians, were invaded and altered by external entities beyond the Great Dome, leading to their current state. Their lands have sparse vegetation, and their waters are infested with giant serpents. They have learned to use portals to enter or invade domed worlds. Humans have an alliance with Venus against the Custodians and Anunnakis. They prefer spiritual development rather than war, but can hold their own in battle if need be. They employ underground bunkers and advanced technology to evade and defeat their enemies. In fact,
I wanted to talk to the guy that ended up researching all this because I was curious. These people that got all this information from the beginning, rolls his eyes and blinks, yeah. They went into detail. You can tell in this video, and I went and watched the Telegram version of this too. because it's uncensored. And these people had just data upon that. So somebody literally took their time. I'm not a flat earther, so I find this a little overwhelming in this area. It's just weird, but you get to talking, and these people actually include all these entities that are, UFO community talk about. So it makes it interesting that they took time to include that. This is that was last book. It might be, Chris. It could possibly be.
They even have the ability to control the climate and weather on their surface, a technique they once used to defeat the custodians. The Pleiadians are also considered allies, but their position is more neutral. They are a tall and spiritually advanced species that prefer not to.
So what these people are saying is these alien races that everybody keeps talking about are actually living right here on this flat Earth.
Engage in conflicts, although they have had frequent clashes with the Anunnakis and were able to survive the Battle of Asgard. The Orion world is dominated by the Greys, who are physically small and slim and scientifically inclined. They were once human, but gave up their emotions for mental superiority and are dying as a result. Their abductions are a means to regain what they have lost. They are related to the Zeta Reticuli and are utilized by the custodians to penetrate the celestial worlds. Almost destroyed by Tartary and the Giants, who harbor mutual hatred with humans, only 2% of the Greys show sympathy towards humans. The Dracos or Edamans possess both psychic and technological abilities and live for about 200 years. Their 2 continents are covered with beautiful vegetation, and they rule over the lands of Osiris Isis. Their enemies are the Anunnakis and Greys. The custodians are a technologically advanced race that exploits other worlds, but themselves were exploited by unknown beings outside the Great Dome, possibly AI.
But wouldn't everybody find
Their main goal is to penetrate the celestial lands, where the gods reside, and where humanity originated from. Despite their disdain for humans, they are drawn to those who are willing to trade their souls for power or fame. The last major conflict between humans, giants, and the custodians took place approximately 250 years ago, during the last Great Reset. The custodians are carnivorous creatures who feed on fear and suffering. They construct artificial walls of ice around worlds and control political and financial systems, resulting in the enslavement of the inhabitants. The custodians are in all likelihood what we call the Luciferians and Satanists. The land of clones, or Second Earth, was created.
Basically, the people that wrote this, that this guy researched on, they included everybody from the occult all the way up to aliens. Yeah, I love that. I agree with that. Now you got to remember, Chris, the information is coming from a couple, I believe, who had a giant show them all this and tell them all this and provide all this information for them. This is definitely a D&D world if I've ever seen one. The custodians. See, they've included everybody in this. You got the reptilians, you got Anunnaki, which is the reptilians. You've got your Greys, you've got everything. I mean, they've included everything.
Created for totally experimental purposes. The Anunnaki were the first to make use of this world, bringing in different races or species for conflict resolution. It is also used to save the lives of important leaders or celebrities. It has huge laboratories and may have been a center for hybrid creation and experimentation, both ancient and modern. As per Claudio and his source, there exists one.
Look at this map. I mean, it's insane. But I'm trying to get a copy so I get a printout of it and really look into all this stuff. I wasn't interested, but somebody went to great lengths. Beware the ice, David Kessler. There you go.
178 circle environments, or worlds within our universe, that are encompassed by the Great Dome, excluding independent worlds without any domes. These worlds are connected through portals, which are currently the subject of intense conflict in several key countries across our known world. This is Nose Confunden's map of the main worlds under our Great Dome. Basically, the idea is that the stars and planets we see in the sky have their terrestrial counterparts here on this great plane of creation. However, this particular view of our Great Plane appears somewhat random or disorderly when compared to other models such as the Hindu or Vibes of Cosmos, so I would approach it with caution.
Yeah,
The
he
website
already
on the
tells
whole
you this
does
is
offer
this.
some good information not found elsewhere, or at least a different perspective of our level Earth plane. Now, it's time for me to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this video?
Okay. What's your verdicts on that, guys? How many hit points did the giant have? What was it? What was his armor class? I have no idea. But like I said, this guy sent me this research and said, "You can check this out." I stumbled on this. I want to check it out. And I said, and after I looked into it a little bit, I was like, "Well, this is a little bit beyond me." I don't have. I actually told him I don't have this kind of sense of humor. And then I said, "Well, I'll find somebody who I know is kind of a flat earther and has that kind of perspective. I'll send it to him." So I sent it to him. I didn't think he actually would do it, but this video is probably 4 months ago is when I stumbled on it. I mean, I watch him this guy's religiously. So I was like, holy crap, he actually found out all the information, and he must have found the paperwork on it or whatever. It was insane. Let me see if I can find something else here. Have a little fun. I'm going to start pulling up some of the older stuff, the stuff that I know that I was part of. Okay, got to play merry-go-round here. Now, you guys all know about this, right? Okay. Wait a second here. Oops, I stopped. Go back. This one's a good one, too. I didn't have anything, there's nothing of mine in this one. But I wish I'd gotten involved in this one. There's a lot of things. Okay, 1 second. Make sure we're good. Sounds good. Stop it. Dang it. There we go. Get past the BS.
Here are 5 of the many scientists who died unnaturally after they stumbled upon disturbing discoveries. 1. Stefan Marinov.
Everybody should know who this is.
Stefan Marinov, a Bulgarian scientist, engineer, and inventor, left an indelible mark on the fields of physics, engineering, and technology. Born on March 10, 1941, in Sofia, Bulgaria, Marinov pursued his education in physics and engineering at the University of Sofia. Marinov's claim to fame rested on his groundbreaking work in energy conservation. He firmly believed in the fundamental principle that energy could neither be created nor destroyed, but merely transformed from one form to another, a concept known as the first law of thermodynamics. Beyond his fascination with the concept of free energy, which involved tapping into seemingly boundless or readily available energy sources, Marinov championed the notion that energy conservation, as dictated by the first law of thermodynamics, was an inherent principle governing the universe. In 1997, Marinov stood on the precipice of a significant technological breakthrough. He had made a remarkable discovery that held the promise of revolutionizing the field. However, tragedy struck on July 15, 1997, when he mysteriously fell from a staircase at the University of Graz library.
It was really mysterious how he had
Before I continue the video, please give a like if you learned something. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you won't miss any update. Finally, watch until the end to avoid any misunderstanding. Thank you. 2. Dr. John Mullen. Dr. John Mullen, a brilliant nuclear physicist, once held a position at McDonnell Douglas, a titan in the world of military contracting. In a chilling turn of events in 2004, his life was tragically cut short when he fell victim to a fatal poisoning. Arsenic became the weapon that stole his future. The investigation into his untimely demise took a dark twist when his
Yeah,
girlfriend,
it
Tamara
does,
Rallo,
Chris. It
also
really
met an
does.
abrupt end. The
And a
authorities
couple other
initially remained
agencies involved in
tight-lipped,
those too.
leaving the media speculating on whether her death was a result of suicide or a calculated assassination. However, the truth eventually emerged from the shadows when the police in Chesterfield, a St. Louis suburb, definitively declared the death of esteemed local scientist Dr. John Mullen a homicide. The community had been anxiously awaiting the results of the long-awaited autopsy, and the findings confirmed their worst fears. Foul play was at hand. On that fateful day, June 29, Dr. Mullen had reported feeling unwell and was swiftly transported to the hospital, but tragically succumbed to his illness. It was only through an extensive toxicology report conducted by the St. Louis County Medical Examiner that the sinister reality was uncovered. Acute arsenic poisoning had mercilessly claimed his life, with his body riddled with this insidious toxin. Despite the shock and outrage that enveloped the public, the subsequent course of action was anything but satisfactory. Astonishingly, the investigation appeared to come to a screeching halt, leaving a trail of unanswered questions and an eerie silence. No further steps were taken to delve deeper into the circumstances surrounding Dr. Mullen's demise, and the prospect of justice in a court of law seemed to fade into the distance.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of these, in their hit pieces is what they were. These guys were on the verge of stumbling on energy sources and things that benefit men in so many ways. Yeah, sadly, great minds run a risk of use unless they play ball. Yes, it's very true. It is very true. I mean, they drove Tesla insane, so and that's the thing. And a lot of people say, "Well, look at Einstein." Well, Einstein also played their game too.
3. Dmitry Petronov. Besides his work in robotics, Dmitry Petronov made significant contributions to the field of renewable energy as well.
And you notice a lot of these people had to do with renewable or free energy, along with a couple other interesting subjects.
He came up with several groundbreaking technologies to harness solar power, including a solar panel system capable of generating electricity even on overcast days. One of Petronov's most notable achievements is his pioneering work on plasma batteries, an innovative form of energy storage technology. These batteries have the remarkable ability to store and release large amounts of energy with greater efficiency than conventional batteries.
Think about that.
They hold the potential to completely transform the way we utilize and store energy. Petronov embarked on his research into plasma batteries in the late 1980s and dedicated over 2 decades to its development. His inspiration stemmed from the concept of utilizing plasma, a highly ionized gas, as a means of storing and releasing energy. Petronov firmly believed that plasma batteries could effectively store surplus energy from renewable sources like solar or wind power, and subsequently release it as needed. However, in an unexpected turn of events in 2010, while visiting a bakery, Petronov mysteriously vanished without leaving
And
any
he vanished.
trace.
I mean, they can't, nothing. He can't be found nowhere. Sounds like somebody
4. Dr.
in a
Eugene
forest
F.
somewhere
Malov.
doing something business. In a bakery of all
Eugene Malov was a prominent scientist specializing in the controversial realm of free energy. As a physicist with expertise in cold fusion, he boldly asserted that he possessed a fully operational prototype of a free energy device. Consequently, when his lifeless body was discovered in the driveway of his childhood residence, many skeptics seized upon his demise, attributing it to a premeditated hit, rather than a murder stemming from an argument over unpaid rent and subsequent eviction. At the time of his passing in May 2004, Malov had leased his former childhood home to the Schaeffers. The murder charges were directed at Chad Schaeffer, the Schaeffers' son, along with his girlfriend, Candace Foster, and their friend, Mizelle Brown.
They were
The investigation unveiled that Chad, accompanied by Brown, returned to the rented home of his family. These two individuals brutally assaulted the esteemed scientist, ultimately resulting in his death. Subsequently, with the assistance of Foster, they endeavored to disguise the incident as a robbery. Curiously, despite the evident link to the Schaefers, it took law enforcement several years to establish the connection and make the corresponding arrests.
Everybody got paid. That's what I always say. Everybody got paid in that one.
5. GhostDragonzw. On November 11, 2007, GhostDragonzw, the inventor of a revolutionary affordable clean energy technology, was found slumped in his car, totally unresponsive, in the long-term parking lot of the Charlotte Douglas International Airport in North Carolina. He was taken to the hospital and died a short time later. The autopsy suggested heart failure, so officials stated that the death was a result of a medical problem or natural causes and unlikely to be a homicide. Those who were involved with his research are doubtful, citing, among other things, that he had been in good health at around age 45. The timing is also suspicious. Degius was apparently on his way to Europe, where he was to secure major funding for the development and commercialization of his technology, which could make oil obsolete. Security and media relations personnel at the airport did not respond to numerous phone and email inquiries. Tom Bearden, a well-known figure in the cutting-edge clean energy technology industry, wrote a lengthy report on the inventor, his death, and his technology. He said, Degius was the inventor of a thin wafer-like material or device that somehow specially aligned the atoms or electron currents ongoing in that material, so that the wafer produced a constant amperage at a small voltage, continuous real power, or in other words, a strange kind of self-powering battery. Bearden also speculates about the cause of death, citing a technology that shoots an electromagnetic beam that destroys the body's control of its heartbeat. He said there are two basic sizes of the Venus ECCM technique. One has a range of around 30 feet, and the other, about the size of a bazooka, has an effective range of around 200 feet. Bearden claims to have been hit with such a device along with his colleague Ken Moore while at a restaurant several years ago. They felt the fibrillation and saw the would-be assassin about 20 feet away, with his suit coat pulled back, exposing a book-sized shooter. Fortunately, they were near an emergency exit and were able to get away before a lethal dose was received. Degius had been in Salt Lake City a couple of weeks prior to his death, demonstrating the technology to some people who were also seeking to raise money for its advancement. That group said that Degius was not the only person who knew how the technology works, and they hope to see it go ahead, even though Degius is no longer with us.
Somebody's got it.
Now, it's time for me to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this video? If you found it interesting or informative, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends and family. Remember, the more people know about these important topics, the better. Before we wrap up,
there we go. What time we got here? 1:30? I'll probably call it quits here pretty soon. Seems like we're taming down for the night. I didn't have a big crowd, but I enjoy you guys hanging out with me and watching videos. I don't know how many's left, who's here, who's not. It says 8 people. I'm glad 8 people still hung around. But yeah, this is amazing stuff when these guys were on the verge of, great discoveries, especially when it comes to renewable energy, weapons, or capable of being used as a weapon. I'm gonna take this down and pop this to the wide. Very informative video. I try to show 2 or 3 a night on Saturdays if I can. Just stuff that I indulge in quite a bit. As much as I love things that go bump in the night and see every day, and things that go flying through the sky and crawling around the woods, sometimes I like just a good old conspiracy theory. And knowing these things, because there's a lot of technology, there's a lot of stuff out there that they're hiding from us. It's been around a lot longer than people realize. A lot longer than people realize. I'm still here. I know Robert's still here. Louisa's still here. Chris is still here. I know you guys are still here. 8 people are still here. It's all good. Yeah, I could probably play another one. They're so short, and I like them because once you cut off, the stuff, they're not very long. And they're pretty much to the point. All he's doing is giving you information. Basically, if you want all the information, you got to go to Telegram and get all the good stuff. Now that people, I'm still here. Hey, Nightmare. How you doing? You've been watching in the background. You're ghosting like I do. And I go to other channels. A lot of times I just sit and ghost and watch. Flip around. I have 2 or 3 screens going. I hope everybody's good. Enjoying the night. Hope it's kind of fun. They're nice little videos. Like I said, they're quick. They're informative. They even got stuff that I've been done stuff for. It just picks out just the right amount and tries to keep it tame enough that YouTube doesn't have too much a cow or notices him right off the bat. Though lately he's aligned with a lot of other people talking about prophecies and the economics and what's coming. He just did a video about everybody getting chipped. The digital money's coming into play. And I believe some places in Africa are trying it now. And when people wouldn't take to it, they said, okay, well, you can only draw $45 of cash out of your account now. That's how bad they want people to do the digital money. They're going to start limiting on what you can take out in cash. If you haven't realized, if you've gone to a bank lately and done a draft, took money out of a bank or go to do something at the bank, they have 1,000 questions. Like, why do you need to do this? What's going on? It's like me and Dad went to go get just a bank statement. And they were like, well, what do you have to have a bank statement for? We want a bank statement. We need a bank statement. We have a lot of money coming and going out of this fire, and we need to make sure everything's going in the proper place. I mean, he literally got a good 10 questions of why he had to have a bank statement. Why do you have to have it? Why are you asking me this a question? All you need is his driver's license. No, I got kind of pissed. Like, wait, what's going on here? But I don't want to get too deep into that because I was at UPS and they no longer accept cash or check or cash. It would not surprise me. And you're going to see a lot more of that coming. I don't want to get too deep in it. Then I don't want to get this GemmaJadeYT. My hat's bad. I must have sat on my hat the other day. I'm watching and playing video games at the same time. I do that sometimes when I'm watching. And my PlayStation is right there. I want a PlayStation 5. Yes, I actually want a PlayStation 5. Yeah, if you go everywhere you go, everybody's just got a debit card. I like having cash. I use my debit card because every night you pretty much have to, but I always have to carry cash around. My dad's the same way. What are you playing, Louise? I was playing. PlayStation Plus had the Revenge of Shredder on the Teenage Mutant Revenge of Shredder. So I went back in time and been playing that and Dark Side again. Just got done playing Resident Evil Bio. Online games. I'm playing PlayStation 5. I used to play PC, but my hands and I fell in love with the console and stuck with it. Because when I first played Doom, I was playing Doom on PC. Old Republic. I think my son was playing it the other day. Legend of Dragoon. Yeah, he's big. I was playing there for a while, some Fortnite, because it's easy for me to play. I'm not so technical. But see, I can only play for so long. When I play games like that, I'm a fighting guy. I like my Mortal Kombat. I love my Injustice. I like fighting games, Dead or Alive, especially in the old games. I like my fighting games. Plus, I like God of War. I still play all those. And Drake. I wasn't a big fan of the last one. But yeah, I think I'm going to get ready to call tonight. I don't know if there's any other good. I don't want to go through them too fast because it doesn't have a very big catalog. Yes, and I'm so glad. Now I have to get the TV to play it on because I've got to play a nice PlayStation 5, but I'm just playing it on a radio. Not a regular TV, but that's HDMI, but 1080. But I would like to have the screen to support it because that new Mortal Kombat looks awesome. And I'm a big time fan. Oh, Emerge. Ever Merge? Now I took good care of my system and sent my, I kept it as close to brand new as I possibly could. So I sent my PlayStation 4 because we had two everything. My son collects systems and I had systems. I got all my systems. The only one I don't have anymore, and it's only because I dropped it and broke it and messed it up, was my Genesis. But I've got the PlayStation 1 out there in the living room. We're setting up a gaming. Since we moved back in, we figured we might as well put all these systems to work. So we got my PlayStation 1, we got a PlayStation 2, a 3, and a 4 out there, an Xbox 360. I think it's going to hook a Switch up out there too. We're just going to make it like retro gaming. I have the new one, Mortal Kombat 11. The new one is not out yet, I don't believe. But I'm waiting for it. Because as soon as it comes out, I'm getting it. I want the disc. I'm not doing no digital download. Now, I have the new Doom, the first Doom. Not the original series, but the new one. I bought it on disc. Now I'm going to have to go buy the second one disc because I bought it on digital download. And I like the fact to have the hard copy. That way, if I don't have power, at least I can play the game. Mike, you have a good night. Behold. Have a good one, man. Have a good Sunday. And you too, be blessed. Be safe, okay? Have a good one, man. Yeah, Star Wars Outlook. Now, my son's really excited about that. We'll see. But the problem is, it's like movies now. They put out these fantastic advertisements and blurts of them. And then when you see the game or actually get to go, it's like, that's not what I saw. A bait and switch crap. No, they've done pretty good at making up some of the boo-boos in the past, fixing them. Like my problem is now, because I've gotten worse, obviously I've gotten older with the Tourette's. I play game more than an hour, I start twitching, even worse than I would do. I mean, I got to playing, what was it we were playing? We were playing Fortnite one night. I didn't realize how long I was playing. And then I realized I was shaking so bad. It was so horrible. When I finally got off, it took me literally 2 hours just to get down to just regular, normal drummers. Now, Oscar, how you say it? I kind of want to see that. I like the Mandalorian. Now, I didn't watch Endor because John, my son, was giving me a hard time about that. But see, now what happens is he gives me a list of these shows I got to watch, what he thinks I'm going to like. But my tastes have changed so much. It's like I just realized that a while back ago that HBO had Fringe on. Now, I'm not a big fan of the last season, but I love that show. So I got stuck into watching that. And I always try to watch a couple animes or cartoons. I just finished Dragon Ball Super. I've seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet. I do have the movie Dragon Ball Super. So I got to watch that or whatever it is. Son got it. So I got to watch it. But I did finish the actual Dragon Ball Super series. That took me forever. While I was watching it, I was watching any I can never say it, any Risha again, and the Book of Boba Fett was good. Now, see, my son liked it. I got about halfway through it, then I never finished it. But that was because I got busy with other stuff. If we make it that long, Chris, God only knows. Disney's they're having some problems, man. But yeah, I know not, and I loved Star Wars. I was Star Trek. I wasn't a Star Trek fan, but I did like Star Trek. I wasn't big on the shows. Didn't mind Generation, but they're great when they first start, and then it's just we watching Secret Invasion now. Yeah, I'm waiting. I do want to watch. There are shows that I let my son watch first, or watch first couple of issues, you know, episodes. Then he gives me an idea if I'll like it or not. I do want to watch that, but I'm waiting to see what he says about it. I loved Werewolf by Midnight, or Werewolf by, you know what I'm saying? Werewolf by Midnight, and I loved Moon Knight. Hey, Andrew. And Moon Knight, I loved a lot. I wanted more of that. And I wanted Werewolf, a lot more of that. That was like, oh, man, this is awesome. This was right up my alley. So I used to collect those books. DS9 was my favorite Star Trek. And so I still like the old ones. The Witcher. Now, see, I like The Witcher. It took me a little bit because I never played the games. My son played the games, but I never played the Witcher games. I guess I may go back and try to play them. We're talking games now. I'll take this to about 2 and then probably call it a night. I got kind of a busy day tomorrow. I got a lot of phone calls to make. Family calls. I kind of felt like I overdid it last night with showing that Thursday's night Spook Fest. My visitor. I recommend it that work, especially 3. Now, see, if I play a game like that, I'm going to play all of them because I want to know the whole. I think my son was into, what was that? And I can't remember what it is. I suck with names. But see, there's not. I'm just happy with my old Werewolf by Night. Yeah, Werewolf by Night. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I really hope it'll be really good. The Dark Suns movie. Yeah, I really am anxious about that. Actually, I liked the Ghost Rider movie. The first one. The second one could have been a lot better. Cage could have done a lot better. Now, see, I heard the Dungeon Dragons movie is fun, and I haven't yet to sit down and watch that. I do want to see that. I like Chris Pine anyways. I'm starting to get antsy. Starting to get antsy. But yeah, see, I was a big. See, I wasn't a big Marvel fan. I was real picky about the books. But I read Spider-Man every so often, Thor, Iron Man, of course, the big ones. I wasn't an Avengers fan. I was more. I always thought Justice League was better than the Avengers. Don't ask me why. I don't really know why. I loved Ghost Rider, Blade. Um, I like the obscure stuff. Man Thing. To me, it was like Swamp Thing, which basically they are. Hank. D&D movie was fun. Had the cartoon characters in it. Oh yeah, that's what I heard. That's basically what the characters were, weren't they, from the cartoon? I think in the game. And so I remember the cartoon, which is really weird, but I don't remember the cartoon, which is even more weird. I was watching, somebody had them on YouTube, and it was like, I've seen this, I just don't remember it. You know, Chris, I may be down in Cincinnati soon. I gotta go see a buddy of mine down there, and I'll let you know if I come down. Yeah, Wonder Woman. I remember ISIS. Remember ISIS? Shazam. Uh, my dad will never call him Shazam. He'll always call him Captain Marvel. I don't care if Marvel thinks they own that name. Shazam is Captain Marvel. Yeah, she was actually part of the Israel army. Yep, I knew that. Yeah, I'm interesting because she says she's not going to play Wonder Woman again either. I was really bummed that everybody kind of walked away, but I can't blame them. And then you got Ding Dong playing Flash. You know, they say the movie. I've heard it's just basically another DC movie. But see, I always said that. Watch this seriously. Let me see. What is it? I want to get. When is this? It was just somebody just made. Wow, this looks actually really good. This was 3 years ago. Wow. Now that's impressive. Yeah, I had to go look. I will. I'll watch the whole thing. I don't want to leave it running. I don't want to get a copyright. I will check it out. It looks pretty good. I'll have to check that out. Watch it till the end. I will. I'll go back and watch it till the end. Yes, that's funny. I didn't. I didn't. You know, all the times I've been on YouTube, I never stumbled across that. That's pretty wild. You just showed me something I hadn't seen before, Chris. Wait a minute. Actually, looked pretty good. It's a car commercial from Sweden. Is it really? I didn't. I should have finished it. That's hilarious. I was like, holy crap, this has been awesome. Now I got to go back and watch it. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, they fool you like that. I was going to say English dubbing was like, Bill looked good. It was like, well, this would be a great show. You'll have to go back and watch the whole thing. Hey, man, I was a big $6 million man. God, I had the doll. I had the action figure. The doll. The action figure. Let's call it an action figure. But I had the action figure. Then I bummed out because I wanted the Bigfoot one too. But they always sold out. Good luck finding those. That's funny. It's a car commercial. I will. I promise you, Chris. After this is done, I'll go back and watch it because that looks pretty cool. I'll have to show it to my son. We're like, well, wait, it's a car commercial, dude. We're like, no way. No, he's not into Dungeons and Dragons like I was when I was younger. And heck, I would have to literally relearn the whole game again, to be quite honest. Which isn't hard to do. Just a little time. The time we got. That's why I can't believe that it's a car commercial. Like, man, it's amazing what they do now. Even then. 152, okay. Take it about 2 or a little bit before. We're down to 6 people. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a little better some other. I'm going to do the same videos next Saturday and maybe add in some stuff. I think we're going to start critiquing. I was told that as long as I talk during the videos and a couple things, that there's a couple people, these top 10 guys that show the spooky videos, and critique them because there's some videos that it's funny, like Chills. I mean, I wish he would. I mean, he does drop hints that a couple of his stuff is fake, but there are times he actually plays some of these fake videos off as real and kind of upsets me. There's another guy out there that does that I actually like Chills. And some of his stuff is great and kind of floods the market now with those. I mean, when I was subscribed to him, it was like every day there was like 10, 15 videos. Funny story, me and my brother had just seen the Bionic Bigfoot episode 2 weeks before seeing the real thing in Canada. That is wild. How did you go look at it? Yeah, I got to watch the whole thing. Now I wish I had. Frostmare on YouTube, Dragons. Frostmare on YouTube. Yes, they do. From what just a little bit I saw of it, that right there, that little bit I watched could have been a whole series on its own. Just, hey, take this plot, or this is what's going on right here, and let's make it a TV series or a movie. It would be perfect. And it turns out to be a car commercial. Now I am going to go back and watch it. Now I want to see how it ends. I had the music on. I should have left it off, but I didn't want to do that to you guys. Armat does look badass. He plays scarier videos. Oh, now I know you're talking about Frostmare. I was watching some of his stuff. Yes, he plays a lot of the gin stuff too, which I find some of that kind of etchy, kind of sketchy, etchy, kind of sus. Some of that I can tell you probably is real, but some of that main stuff that's out there, I don't think so. I have my reasons. But I've seen Frostmare, Chills. I used to like Slapped Ham, but there's videos he does where he just gives the wrong information about the video and doesn't correct it later on because people will correct him. Hey, that's not what happened. If you're going to show the video, at least get the information right. But he has a good crowd. He's got a good follower, so. Yes, he is. Yes, he does marathons, just like Jill does it now too, where they run these marathons with nothing but scary videos, and half the stuff that you've seen 50 billion times. That's another thing that got me why I kind of backed off of Chill, was he was showing this. He was having 4 or 5, 6, 7 videos a day, and a lot of it stuff that you've seen 5 billion times and old. I don't mind seeing older stuff again, but there's stuff going on constantly. You can't tell me you can't find new stuff, especially with TikTok and Instagram and everything going on right now. He says your name during game chat night. Honestly, I've never watched him stream. But yeah, there's a couple of good ones out there. I like Nuke's Top 5 because he doesn't post a lot. It's like you're happy. I watched The Impossible. I know James from the Impossible channel. Nice guy. I was on his Discord for a while. it just got hard because I was doing so many other things I couldn't get on Discord. In fact, he's played some of his videos I've found. But James is real nice from Impossible Channel. Yeah, he's just a busy guy. New top fives. Yeah, from what I understand, he's a worker. He works. It's more like a side thing for him. And he's been working a lot. I'm sure he's got stuff going on in his life. Yeah, he used to post a lot more. Now it's just pretty much when he can. And he tries to get original stuff. He tries to do his best to get original stuff. So I give him credit. It's like James from the Impossible Channel. A lot of his stuff is good stuff. There's another one I like too. Wait, let me pull her name up. I want to make sure. Her name is Lenore. And let me see. Name of her channel. I don't want to make sure I get it right. Dark. No, wait. Let's find it. I booted again. Where are you, sweetie? Where'd you go? Wait a minute. I like Beyond Creepy. If you guys never checked out his channel, please check out his channel. He does some good stuff. He tells stories. He actually digs up stories you just don't hear. Come on, Steven. Oh, The Darkest Secrets. And she does, her channel's called Darkest Secrets. And then you got Beyond Creepy. I like his stuff. Man, I tell you what, he pulls up some good UFO encounters and stuff. I like him a lot. I sit because he doesn't do any fancy video. He just tells the story and talks. It's nice because I can turn him on and listen to some good stuff, some great stories. He's even giving me stuff to research. Not for him, but for me personally to go, hey, I've never heard this. I got to go check this out. But his stuff's always good. But it's good, like, if you're doing something and you want to hear some good stuff, he's the one to listen to. And I like Mr. Baldwin. But he's more just story guy. Wow, that was weird. Now my YouTube is screwed up. Paranormal Files. It's all right. But I've never really sat and watched any of that stuff. Now, I can't remember his name. There was one guy I followed for a while religiously. In fact, he's had stuff that other content creators have shown. But I have friends that knew other people that worked with him on ghost hunts and stuff. And apparently he liked to heighten the experience, if you know what I mean. Kind of, if there was nothing going on, he'd make something happen. And you got to remember, when you go on a paranormal ghost hunt, on any kind of thing like that, you know, sometimes nothing happens. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, but I can guarantee you, like a lot of these shows, it's 2 or 3 days before they get anything, if they get anything at all. They may have to make 2 or 3 trips. I love his channel, Paranormal Files. Isn't that a show too, Chris? No, I should know that. I know that name. Paranormal Files. Hold on. I gotta look that up. Oh, quit. I don't want that. Stop. Oh, poop. It's being a butthead now. Why must it be like this? Okay. It's called Paranormal Files. Let's see if I notice this. Maybe once I see it, I'll probably recognize it. Hmm. Oh, okay. I think I have seen this before. Okay. It looks familiar. I'll have to go check it out. I will have to go check it out. Yeah, it's true. And I know, I'm say I've gone on ghost hunts. I don't do it anymore. I haven't for years. But I mean, we've gone and looked for stuff and nothing ever happened. Then gone back a year later and had all kinds of activity. I'm not, yes. I know a lot of people like Zach, but he's a douchebag. And he's been known outright to shut down other other ghost shows because they were making him look bad or doing better than him. Twin Paranormal, and I got to go to YouTube to hit that link. Is that the two guys? I think I know that channel. It's called Twin Paranormal, right? Well, I'll just hit that link. Okay. Right here. Be quick and see what happens. Oh, yeah. I've seen these guys' stuff before. Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad. In fact, there a lot of their videos. Nuke has done a lot of Nuke Tops 5 has shown a bunch of their stuff. One other guy I watched showed a bunch of their stuff. Okay. That's how I know him. Because I've seen more of the twin stuff than I have Cullen stuff. Now I know why I recognized his face when I pulled it up. Excuse me again. That's great. See, I mean that's why I don't. I try to do different things. There are so many of these channels out there, just tons of. And then you got the guys who got to do live streams and stream live while they do their investigations. And I think that's awesome. But there's so many. You think there's a lot here? You go down, you go check out the Spanish, the Mexican channels, or the South American paranormal channels. There are thousands upon thousands of them. And then you realize how big YouTube really is when you start checking out other countries. And Japan, the Asian paranormal channels are some of the best. Between the South American paranormal channels and Europe channels and Asian paranormal channels are some of the creepiest stuff. And true crime, no, Gemma used to be, well, I guess you would call her true crime at that time. She had a lot of missing stuff because of the stuff with Stockton. Trying to catch up, make sure I didn't miss anybody. There's only a few of us talking. I'm glad there's still 8 people here. That's pretty amazing. That's amazing. Let me get my face off right here. There you go. I scare myself. Hey, GemmaJadeYT's in here. Oh, that's me. That's funny. So there's only 4 of us talking. But there's 8 people here. We're counting me, I guess. That's funny. Okay, go back. I like Mr. Ballin. I ran into him a while back ago. I always did like his stuff. Yeah, he's still cooking. AK really still cooking. You come in here just to announce that you're cooking. It's not fair. How you doing, AK? Playing, moved screen around. I want, and I turned my son on to Mr. Bolland. He loves him too. I almost ordered a flannel. Too expensive. I'm just trying to catch up. It's funny because there are times that I've noticed that stuff shows up on StreamYard that doesn't show up on YouTube. And then there's stuff that shows up on YouTube that doesn't show up on StreamYard. It's weird. Not all the time, though. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. And he's got a good report, and he really, puts his heart into it. And it helps, he does a lot of good. Yeah, I know what you meant. Real. Yeah, he is. I bet he is just a super nice guy who can meet any person. Because he acts like he cares. He shows that he cares. And that's good. And some of his commercials, some of his little adverse ad things are a little goofy. But I think a lot of that he does it what he does because of his kids. I think they kind of participate in the making of those, writing them. So yeah, because some of his stuff, he picks on that poor like button. And it's like, why are you being so? I think I actually left a comment in one of his videos. You're being so mean to the like button. You got to be mean to is the down button. You got to be nice. Give it some honey. Maybe more people would. I was laughing. I don't know if he ever responded. I never went back and looked. But it cracks me up. And his ads are just as goofy. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a guy called Brutal Moose. He's another one that's kind of posts not very often. He does a little bit of everything. But he does some of the goofiest adverts that just crack me up, man. Yeah. Like, he dresses up like food and stuff. It's hilarious. Yes. Now, I'm hoping it'll be good. They brought people back, so let's keep our fingers crossed. But the Kingdom of the Planet Apes, I would have liked to see them keep to the original Planet Apes, but I like the way they did these. I just wish they wouldn't waited so long for this one, that they would have kind of made it sooner. But I love the first three. Now, I'm a big fan of the originals. But see, I saw all the originals at the drive-in. Every time they came out, that's where we went. See the Planet of the Apes at the drive-in. But I'm really excited about that. It looks like it might be, and it sounds like it might be really good. How's your feelings about the G.I. Joe and Transformer thing happening? That will be good. As long as they make it good. Barbie went. I didn't. As soon as I saw they were making a Barbie movie, I was like, why? But they should have made it fun for the kids. We got. Is it really after 2 already? Dang. That gapped on a little longer than I wanted. I don't know why, but I kind of wanted to watch the Barbie. I'm the same way. Sometimes it's like driving by that accident. You just gotta look, and that's one of those ones you're curious how. What I really want to know what this movie is. Wait 1 second here. Getting a little dry. Yeah, it's one of those movies when I saw the commercial, I'm like, do I even want to wait for it to stream? Should I wait for it shows up on TV? As long as they don't screw up G.I. Joe, like the first dumpster. Yeah, I agree there. And those movies, they should have done those movies right. Because those first two G.I. Joe, all that G.I. Joe stuff that they made could have been so much better. But that's what they do. I mean, they take something that's loved and they destroy it. I mean, there's very few movies that, were kid toys and stuff. It's like that first Transformer movie. I loved it. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoyed it. And I still like the second one. I didn't like them all, but see, I'm easily entertained. If it's as long as it's a good popcorn movie, I'm gonna like it. Oh yeah, I know they screwed up Cat's Eye. I mean, Cat's Eyes, Snake Eyes. I think I only watched like a half hour of it before I turned it off. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. Have a good night, Robert. You have a pleasant day tomorrow. And hopefully, if I don't see you doing Gemma's premiere on Monday at 11, I don't see you Wednesday. Maybe you'll stop in and see us doing Oracle cards. And if not, maybe I'll see you Thursday. I don't think Gemma's going to stream, but I'm not sure if Laura's going to. And then I'm back there Friday and Saturday. So hopefully I'll see you in there somewhere, Robert. You have a good one. Take care, please, okay? Elvis sucked. Stay away from Joe singing Elvis. Oh, well, please do. We'd love to have you, sir. Hey, now, don't be making fun of the Elvis. Elvis. He was my friend, that Elvis. Hey, he's still alive. He's a preacher down south. You know that, right? I mean, there's a guy down there that looks just like him. Said that he took his past brother's name and started a new life. You're related to Elvis Presley, really? That's awesome. I saw him when I was a kid. Many, many, many moons ago. Actually, it was Fat Elvis, too. It wasn't even good looking Elvis. It was Fat Elvis. But it was a great show. And women were still all over him. I hate saying Fat Elvis because he had a voice no matter what. Distant cousin. Preacher, yeah. Hey, actually, for the pictures I've seen of this guy, this is a big time, this has been going on now for like 5 years. People are trying to convince this guy, this preacher, I believe he's a preacher down either Nashville, somewhere down in there. Looks just like an old Elvis. Good looking shape too. And his name's Aaron Presley. And everybody's trying to get pretty convinced that this is really Elvis. Because, his twin brother died at birth. Hey, guys. Hey. If I can invite 3 people to dinner, who would it be? Real people? You're talking to somebody who's living right now? You got to give me some kind of specs, If it was 3 people that were alive right now, I really enjoyed talking to Chuck Norris. So it'd probably be Chuck Norris. 2 of them would be martial artists that are still alive today, and that would be Chuck Norris. I've met Von Dom, and he was a really nice guy. So probably those 2 guys, just sit and talk with them because they both have very interesting views of life. And then I don't know who that 3rd person would be. Because I like to have a good conversation. So if it's a person that was alive today, I don't know, probably. And then maybe, just maybe, hold on, David Gilmour. I think he'd be interesting to talk to. But those 3 people would be the people I'd like. No, there wouldn't be a woman. I don't know why. But those three, I would like to have a conversation, especially with those three at the same time. That'd be interesting. Chuck Norris, Claude Van Damme, and David Gilmour. That's just off the top of my head. If they were still alive. Related to Mark Twain and Geronimo. All I know is I'm of a Viking Norwegian ancestry, but still a mixed puppet, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is one of my favorites. Blue's not in here. He's a big time Pink Floyd fan. Blue Crossroads. Pink Floyd. This is gonna sound funny. I call it PP and R. Pink Floyd, Police, and The Rush were my bands in the day. Next to I was also a punker though, so you can imagine that taste in music in the day. Oh, excuse me. But I mean, if you're talking three people for dinner that were just alive at one point or another, probably Jesus. I'd like to sat and had a conversation with John the Baptist. Genghis Khan. Oh, Token would be a good. Genghis Khan. You know, they say that Genghis Khan never really existed. That was just a given name. That there was never really a Genghis Khan, which I find hard to believe because he's all over history. Token would be a good conversationalist. Prince, yeah, actually, Prince would probably be pretty interesting to talk to. He would probably be interesting to have at dinner. That's for sure. Hey, how about Jim Morrison? I'd like to sit at the table with Jim Morrison. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, Genghis Khan was a title. That's what I think too. Ouch. Sorry, I got itchies. Got to clean, and I get to cleaning sometimes, and I get this, especially outside. I'm getting jumpy. But yeah, I don't know. There's so many people I would like to sit down and have dinner with that are probably gone already, just to hear their story. But if it was, like I said, if somebody alive today, there was quite a few I'd like to sit down with. But those people, I'd like to sit down with Sammy Hagar. I met him a couple times. Man, that guy was a hoot, man. He is hilarious. Oh, Frank Sinatra. Yeah, that'd be an interesting conversation too. Yeah, it would. His birth name was what? I don't even know how you say that. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm okay. I know what you're saying, Chris. Tamahaji, Tamaji, Tamaji. Actually, they give his real name, his birth name, in the movie The Shadow. Have you seen the movie The Shadow with Alec Baldwin? Tamaji is what they actually say his name in that movie, which is really wild. But it's a shame that's another movie they could have made a lot better because I was into all those old characters. I like to see somebody make a real Green Hornet movie, not with Seth Rogen, but a real Green Hornet movie. That's how I was introduced to Bruce Lee. And then I was like, this guy's fan. And I started seeing all those movies like, good, this guy, look at this guy. I'm getting tired because it's getting harder for me to talk. So I think I'm about ready to call it a night because I am starting to have issues. I want everybody to have a wonderful, wonderful night. The worst Genghis Khan movie was with him played by, John Wayne. The sad thing is, doing the making that movie is when he probably, he was a heavy smoker, but hi Pam. A lot of that film was done around a lot of the nuclear testing sites. That movie's filmed around a lot of those testing sites. So he probably got, all those people on that set probably had some cancer. Yep, I'm getting ready to go. It's almost 2:30. I'm starting to stutter, and my body's starting to say, "Okay, you got to get up and move." I'm getting antsy-dancy, shaky-wakey is what I call it. Oh, you're fine, Pam. Just remember, I come on at midnight. I usually go to about 2. If I can make it to 3, I'll go to 3. But I'm starting to get antsy. The body's starting to get the tremors a little more intense from sitting. And I had a pretty good night. I enjoyed this night. I always enjoy these, even if I'm rambling after there. Well, see, I can't even talk now. Even if it's just rambling. Now, next week I'll try to get some good videos. I'm just playing along, trying to get things rolling for Saturday nights. Because I'd like to do a lot more on Saturday nights. Because I really like to keep the. I'd really like to keep the Friday nights for something like what we're doing now, just shooting the crap. I actually like to keep both nights like that, but I still like to do something with Saturdays, a little more. But I want everybody to have a wonderful night. The Cincinnati is looking good, man. The Reds are looking good. You guys have a safe Sunday, and I'll see you guys during the week. Now remember, she's got a premiere. I meant to ask her to start giving me what she's going to premiere on Monday, but she's got her premiere on Monday at 11, as far as I know. We're on Wednesday at 7:15. She tries to get on early, so we'll say 7:15 to whenever we run out of people. Thursday with Laura, if she can do the show, if she is up to doing the show. And then every other Thursday will try to be all 3 of us. And then me on Friday and Saturday at midnight. So hopefully I'll see you guys all sometime during the week. Please be safe. Please have a wonderful night and a wonderful Sunday and a good beginning to the week. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Take care, folks.